Are we ready to cover some World Cup? Let's do it. Let's do it.
Who's this?
What's
Hi,
going
guys.
on, Adelia?
Hello.
Hey. All right, we need an update because a lot has happened since
A
last week.
lot has happened since last week. The final games of the first round of the group stage are today. We've had two already. The Ghana-Panama game was looking like a 0-0 draw, and Ghana just scored. So they're almost 3 minutes past the added on time now. So we're just waiting for the ref to blow the final whistle, really. It's been a phenomenal World Cup so far. There has been no seriously bad, boring game. And I know a lot of people are going to point to the 0-0 draw between Spain and Cape Verde as a boring game because there were no goals. It was the most phenomenal, action-packed 0-0 draw I think I've ever seen. And Cape Verde, this island nation off the west coast of Africa that has about 550,000 people in it, held the likely favorites for this championship, second favorites depending on the odd makers, to a 0-0 draw. They threw on every attacking player they could. Lamine Yamal came on at the end, couldn't accomplish anything. Nico Williams came on at the end, couldn't accomplish anything. The Cape Verde goalkeeper is a 40-year-old man named Vozinha. He stood on his head is the phrase that we usually use for goalkeepers who just stop everything that comes their way. He made 7 saves in that game, almost got overshadowed later in the day by the Saudi Arabian goalkeeper who made 9 saves in that game against Uruguay. But Vozinha, now he was man of the match. He broke down in tears after the match. He's played for Cape Verde since 2012. This was the biggest game these players have ever played in. He plays in the 2nd division of Portuguese football. He's like an accountant during the day because they don't pay them enough money to be just a professional footballer. And he broke down in tears after he was awarded man of the match. He mentioned that his mother was supposed to be there to watch him in that game, but they couldn't get her visa done in time. And so Hakeem Jeffries at Marco Rubio and the State Department all got together, contacted the Cape Verde government. They're going to be reunited in Miami tomorrow, and she's going to get to watch her son for the rest of the tournament. So that's good news there. But phenomenal story about Cape Verde blowing that group wide open. Everybody thought Spain was going to put 6 or 7 past them like Germany did to Curacao, but it was a phenomenal performance from Cape Verde.
Excellent.
Speaking of Curacao, they lost 7-1 to Germany, but they had so much heart and fight, and they didn't give up, and they kept trying, and they just don't have the same level of talent that a team like Germany has. And that's really what broke it open in the end. But when they scored that goal against Germany, and it was 1-1, yeah, absolutely, Danity. When they scored the goal against Germany and it was 1-1, everybody was, like, what's going on here? Is this going to be a big upset? Is this going to, the fact that Curacao even scored a goal was impressive. But then right after the goal was the hydration break, which we're going to get into more on the overtime show about the hydration breaks. The Ghana game just went final, so Ghana has beaten Panama. But after they came back from the hydration break, all of Curaçao's momentum was gone because they'd stopped for 3 minutes for this hydration break in a match that was indoors in Houston, because that's, got the roof on. And Germany immediately scores. They score again before the end of the half. It's 3-1 at the half. They kind of blow it wide open in the second half, win 7-1. So Germany almost guaranteed to make it into the knockout stage now by goal difference alone, but they got 3 points out of that. Yeah. The United States, phenomenal first match from the United States. They took on Paraguay. The first goal was an own goal by Paraguay, and a lot of people were confused about that. But yes, you can score into your own net in soccer. So in the NFL, it's a safety. In soccer, it's an own goal. Counts for the other team. Yeah, Yeah. So the first goal was an own goal, but then the U.S. took over that first half. They looked vibrant. They looked ready for it. Paraguay looked overwhelmed, and the U.S. ended up winning that match 4-1. They're in control of the group at the moment, ahead of Australia, who won over Turkey 2-0. USA Australia is at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern on Friday. It's going to be basically the winner of that game is going to qualify for the knockout stage and probably win the group. So that's a big thing.
Yeah,
that's a big thing.
Yeah. Cool.
So I would ask you, after the first round, essentially the first games, who is your favorite right now? Who do you think is playing the best? Who do you have going all the way at this point?
It's pretty much Argentina and France have played, I think, the best out of the favorites so far. Argentina last night scored 3 goals against Algeria. Messi scored a hat trick. He tied Miroslav Klose for the most goals in the history of the World Cup with 16. But the thing is, he should have been on the pitch. He stood on the back of a man's leg, one of the Algerian player's legs, studs first into the back of his leg, not his ankle, the back of his calf. And that's high, and it was called a foul, but he wasn't even awarded a yellow card. I was arguing earlier on our live stream that it should have been a red card, because that's dangerous when you go studs up into someone that high. That's dangerous. So he might not have even should have been on the pitch to score that hat trick last night, because this was before he'd scored any of his goals. So, but that game got off to a brilliant start as well. There were 2 goals in the first 6 minutes, but both were knocked off for offsides. Right. Yeah, it was a pretty phenomenal pace, and then Algeria just couldn't keep up with Messi. They tried, but they left Riyad Mahrez on the bench for some reason and brought him on way too late, and he couldn't change the game. So Argentina looked really good. Kylian Mbappe for France scored 2 goals.
Yeah, one. He had a half court shot.
Yeah, one of them was very nice. So Mbappe's up to 14 World Cup goals, 2 behind Messi now and Miroslav Klose. There's a chance we could see Messi set that record and Kylian Mbappe also break Miroslav Klose's record at this World Cup. So it'll be interesting to see. Anyone who's watching the World Cup After Hours on Fox will have seen James Corden driving around in a car with Kylian Mbappe before the tournament and trying to get him to play a flute. And because he heard Kylian Mbappe played the flute. Mbappe said, he then suggested to Mbappe that he make that his goal celebration. Mbappe said that he would do that for his first game if he scored against France plays to Senegal, and then he did this, played the flute after his thing. So that's all you've seen all over Fox's socials today is the clip from James Corden and then the clip of him playing the flute celebration.
That's cool. Yeah.
So
I gotta ask the question because my son David thinks that the USA team is now the favorites to win because of their dominant performance. Has their chances of winning increased after that performance? Do we feel a little bit better about Team USA?
Yes, we definitely feel better about the US team after that performance. I think what that performance did more than anything was ignite what we're calling the 12th man, which is the people in the crowd, because there's 11 players on the pitch. And a lot of people were just unsure what to think about the US team, unsure about, some results leading up to the World Cup and stuff like that. But they looked really good in their last 2 warm-up games before the World Cup and then came out against Paraguay and looked amazing. Now, that goodwill they have with the fans right now,
increase from 1% to 2%.
That goodwill they have with the fans right now. Jay's right. USA could have had at least 7 goals in that game. They played really well in that game. That goodwill could all go away if they don't beat Australia on Friday.
Okay. Are they favored to beat Australia?
They are favored to beat Australia. We're a higher ranked team in the rankings than Australia is, but Australia has a couple of very pacey, which means fast runners at the front of their line who scored goals against Turkey to win that game for them, and we'll see. They also have a young goalkeeper, because the thing about the Australia game that was so interesting is the coach didn't start the captain, who is the goalkeeper. He benched the captain and put in a young goalkeeper who had only played 3 times for his country before, and the guy was fantastic and got a clean sheet. So it will be very interesting, this match on Friday, but I do think that that it would be great for them to win on Friday.
Sugar's right. USA versus England on July 4th in Boston would be cinema.
I don't think that's going to happen. I'm not sure what the exact knockout stage things are. I know there is a way that the US can play on July 4th, but I don't know how that would be done yet.
Yeah, what has to happen?
Yeah.
All right. Are we all caught up?
One more thing.
Okay.
Tunisia played Sweden in their first match. Sweden won 5-1. And then the next day, Tunisia fired their head coach. One match, said you're gone. If anybody wants to know how much this means to some of these countries, that's the proof.
Right. Because now the next coach has essentially 5 days to get ready for the rest of the World Cup.
And they weren't expecting to win it all. But you can't embarrass us either, right?
Exactly.
We can't lose like that. This is serious. And we talk about firing coaches and who you gonna replace them with? We'll figure that out later, right? Our sports can learn a lot from how soccer operates across the globe. Okay, they don't play around with this.
Well, I like the way fans react to other sports around the world more than the US in general. We are win it all or nothing. And we talk about Cape Verde, even Curacao, the fans can take pride in that, even though they didn't win, and you don't expect to go on and win, and it's a big deal, and here it's just what'd you win though? How many rings you got?
It's all or nothing.
I do have one last question. This is a long-term prediction, Adelia. How likely is Erling Haaland to break the World Cup goals record? After his first game, he came in and scored 2 immediately. For those who don't know, Messi has now 16, and it's been 27 matches. Kylian Mbappe is at 14, I believe, with 15 or 16 matches or so. Erling Haaland played his first match the other day on Tuesday, scored 2 goals, and he is about 25 years old.
Yeah. Norway will have to keep qualifying for the World Cup, which I think is entirely possible. They've got some good young players on that team, but it'd take him probably not 2030, but maybe 2034, 2038, depending on how the games go, because it also depends how far Norway goes in the tournament.
Yeah, how many?
Because Argentina and France have gone. France has been to the finals of both of the last World Cups. Argentina made it to the final of this last World Cup and won. So they're always in the latter stages of the tournament. So it depends on how Norway does. How long it'll take
and
him.
Mbappe isn't old either.
No, Mbappe is not old.
Yeah. So he's still got some more World Cups in him as well. So
yes,
that's gonna be that's gonna be tough. I think Mbappe is gonna shatter that.
It seems that way right now, but yeah. But
all right, listen.
Erling is prolific.
Listen, y'all, good friends, better rivals. Adelia is streaming as many games as she possibly can. So go spend time with her, hang out with her. You got questions, ask those questions in the chat. Do a watch along, right along with her. She'll tell you what games she's watching, put on the channel, and be entertained.
And make sure you hit the subscribe button. How close are you to 500 right now?
We're 7 away from 500.
7 away.
We got 50 people in here. Can we get 7 people to go over there? And really, you should be thanking us for sending you over there. You should be thanking us. But go over there, hit that subscribe button, and get them to 500 subscribers. That's a major milestone. All right.
We would really appreciate it.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Adelia.
Thanks, guys.
All right.